Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something pretty radical. What if we could completely overhaul the way we build our homes, and in the process, maybe solve one of the biggest problems facing the world today?
Okay, so let's just start with this wild idea. What if you could literally print a house? Yeah, a whole house in less time than it takes to binge a season of your favorite show. I know, it sounds like pure science fiction, right? Well, it's not. This is real, it's happening as we speak, and it might just hold the key to cracking the global housing crisis. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how this new tech works.
But first, you might be asking, why the big rush? Well, it's because the way we've been building for centuries, it's just not cutting it anymore. It's kind of hitting a wall, and it just can't keep up with the world we live in now.
You see, we're dealing with a perfect storm. House prices are just soaring way past what people earn. Our populations are growing faster than we can possibly build, and the old way of building is just slow. It's expensive, and then you add millions of people losing their homes to climate disasters, and it becomes crystal clear. We don't just need a better way to build, we need a complete revolution.
And that brings us to the two heroes of our story. Two incredible, game-changing innovations that are turning the entire construction world on its head. 3D printing and what we'll call puzzling, or modular building.
First up, 3D printed homes. This is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. We're talking about a gigantic robotic printer that builds the walls of a house by squeezing out this special concrete mix, one precise layer at a time.
You know, the best way to picture it is like a baker decorating a cake with frosting. Now, just imagine that frosting is a high-tech concrete, and that cake is actually the walls of a house. The robot just follows a digital plan perfectly, laying down layer after layer until the whole structure is there. It's incredible to watch.
So how does it actually work? Well, it's this really cool four-step dance between the machine and humans. It all starts with a digital design on a computer. Then, the giant printer gets set up right there on the construction site. After that, the robot does all the heavy lifting, printing the walls, sometimes in just 24 hours. And then finally, skilled workers come in to put on the roof, pop on the windows, and hook up all the plumbing and electricity.
Okay, so that's printing. The second method is a little different, but it's just as revolutionary. We're talking about modular homes. Instead of printing on-site, you build entire chunks of a house in a factory, and then you just piece them together at the final location.
Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is Legos. Seriously. A kitchen module might show up with the cabinets and the sink already installed. A bedroom module is its own little complete room. Each piece is made with factory-level precision, all ready to be clicked together to make the final house.
The whole process is just brilliantly efficient. These modules are built on an assembly line, so there are no weather delays. Then they're shipped out to the site, a crane lifts them into place, and workers connect everything up. The house is pretty much done in a fraction of the time it would normally take.
Okay, so both of these methods sound incredible, right? Almost too good to be true. So it's time for a little reality check. Let's take a good, honest look at the pros and the cons.
And let's start with the good news, because the potential benefits here are just enormous. They actually tackle the exact problems we were talking about at the beginning. What's so fascinating here is how each one of these pros is a direct solution to that perfect storm we mentioned. I mean, faster build times, that's a total game changer for disaster relief. Lower labor costs could finally make owning a home affordable again for more people. You use the exact amount of material you need, so there's way less waste. A huge win for the planet. And because it all starts as a digital file, you can get really creative with unique shapes or even engineer them to be super resilient against things like floods and earthquakes.
But of course, it's not all a walk in the park. Like any technology that shakes things up this much, there are some pretty big hurdles to clear before we start seeing printed neighborhoods on every corner.
And this is a really crucial point. The tech itself isn't enough to start a revolution. You've got outdated building codes that just don't know what to do with these new methods, which creates a ton of red tape. There are still some questions about how these new materials will hold up over decades. And yeah, a robot might build the walls, but you still need skilled plumbers and electricians. And on top of all that, you have the human challenges. Local opposition, that whole not in my backyard thing, and making sure that these affordable homes are actually reaching the people who need them the most.
So, with all those challenges in mind, where is this technology really at? Let's take a look at how these ideas are already jumping from the drawing board to reality all around the world.
And this is the key takeaway here. This isn't some experiment anymore. This technology is being used right now to build everything from single-family homes to entire communities, all across the globe.
And this list just brilliantly shows you how flexible this tech is.
In the US, a company called Icon is building whole 3D printed neighborhoods designed to withstand extreme weather. In Mexico, it's being used to give safe, sturdy homes to families living in extreme poverty. Over in Europe, they're proving it can meet some of the strictest building codes in the world. And in parts of Africa, modular building is letting them roll out vital health clinics super fast, right where they're needed most.
So, where do we go from here? Well, this is where it gets really exciting. Imagine a world of mass customization, where every family can design their dream home. Or picture self-sustaining little micro-communities that are completely off the grid. We're talking about AI-powered robots that get smarter and faster with every build, and maybe even homes made from new biodegradable materials that actually help fight climate change.
Which really brings us back to the main point. The technology is getting better, the need is massive and undeniable, and the possibilities are growing every single day. So it's not really a question of if this will change housing anymore, it's a question of how and how fast. So it's worth asking yourself, could your next home really roll off an assembly line, or maybe emerge from the nozzle of a giant printer?